my friends, it is your resident autist here to talk about something that has blessed and cursed my life for the entirety of my life. ADHD! We are going to be looking at ADHD animations from some of the most legendary animators on all of YouTube and talking about ADHD and also maybe a little bit of autism, because I got that too. Illymation! raxdflipnote! Gingerpale! Not ice cream sandwich, because I found out I already looked at both of these, so you should check out those videos after. Swoozie! We're gonna look at swoozie for the first time in this video as well. And there are so many ADHD related shorts, so I am going to, like, we're gonna let it rip. Like, this is just gonna be a hangout session with you and me. By the end of this video, you're gonna be an expert on ADHD. Let's let it rip. I'm feeling raxdflipnote first, to be honest. We'll start with this one, and we're just gonna let it ride. See where our ADHD takes us.
I have ADHD, which means I'm better than everyone at video games.
True.
There's been an ongoing trend in my life where I get really fixated on random hobbies or collections or skills for a very small amount of time and then move on to the next thing. I've never been able to force myself to enjoy something or pretend that I like something that I really don't.
Homie got hyper fixated on Brussels sprouts? Bad luck of the draw, bro. That is a bad roll of the dice.
So whenever I realize I'm not enjoying something anymore, I just stop doing it. As you should. When I was younger, my ADHD was a much larger issue, especially in school. I had the usual problems of not being able to focus well and tuning people out unintentionally. So I had medication I took up until about the 10th or 11th grade. When I got older, I just didn't seem as affected by it compared to previous years of my life. So a decision was made that as long as my grades weren't being affected, I wouldn't need to take medication anymore. So
this dude has had the exact opposite reaction of me. The exact opposite situation. I never took medication as a kid because my parents, listen, this is a much deeper conversation, but my parents were like, no, you're perfectly fine. Do it. Suffer. Do the hard thing. Live life on hard mode, okay? And then as an adult, I took matters into my own hands, and so I've only had any experiences with ADHD medication as an adult, not as a kid.
As long as my grades weren't being affected, I wouldn't need to take medication anymore. So for the last 10 years of my life, it's just been pure 100% unmedicated raxdflipnote.
Nice.
On one hand, I still have ongoing issues and trouble focusing if what I'm trying to focus on doesn't really interest me. But when I lock in on something that I care a lot about, it's the opposite.
Unstoppable.
I get hyper-focused, which can be really awesome for any passion projects I'm working on. And yes, that includes this video. That being said, when I find a new hobby I really like, it's like the entire universe revolves around
another bad luck of the draw.
And no one can pull me away from it. I have 3 early memories of my first...
Bro, yeah, so honestly, that's an issue of mine too, where it's like, my brain decides what I'm interested in, and sometimes it manifests in being very selfish. And I think this is kind of what raxdflipnote's talking about here. Your brain filters through so many things before it decides on what it's interested in. And so when you're asking someone, hey, how did your day go? What are you interested in? It's like the brain has already decided what it's into. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to put in the effort to show interest in other people's interests as well. And that's one of the downfalls of the hyperfixation.
I have 3 early memories of my first fixations. The first one happened when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. I was obsessed with numbers. I guess it was a general fondness for math, but specifically very large numbers.
Cool.
Numbers so large that you couldn't even count to them, just scratched an itch in my brain.
Amazing.
So at home, I tried to create the longest number ever just by stapling a bunch of sheets of paper together and going like 1 0 0 0
What
0
a
0
psychopath.
and adding zeros until I either got bored or ran out of paper.
By the way, if I call any of my fellow ADHD people a psychopath, I'm saying it with love. I am a psychopath. Not in an evil and dangerous way, but in our own ways, we are all psychopaths. I don't mean it. I'm just playing. I love this dude.
Or ran out of paper. I had a drawer in our living room just filled with pieces of paper with zeros drawn all over them. You would think I was completely deranged looking at it out of
Slender Man called. He wants his pages back, bro. All right.
With zeros drawn all over them. You would think I was completely deranged looking at it out of context, maybe even with context.
Even with
like
context.
Some bit from a horror film or something. Yeah, our son really likes numbers. I also had a fixation on origami for a bit, which to be fair was just generally popular in the early 2010s. So it should be no surprise that it found its way to me in the 4th grade.
Oh my
One
gosh.
day,
Honestly, I feel like Lola could get really good at origami. I should tell her to get into origami. Hey, sweetheart. Have you ever been into origami?
Yeah.
I bet you could be really good at it. raxdflipnote's talking about it as an ADHD hyperfixation, and I'm just like, I bet Lola could do awesome origami.
I have origami paper right now.
You have origami paper right now?
Yeah. You want me to make you a crate?
If you want. Yeah, sure. Wow, that would be amazing to present to the people. Okay, yeah, I was just thinking my Asian ADHD girlfriend would probably be really good at origami, and what do you know, she has origami paper, so she's gonna make a crane and we will present it to the class later on.
So it should be no surprise that it found its way to me in the 4th grade. One day, this kid in my class was making these simple little paper spinner things. You take 2 sheets of paper and fold them together into a little square or diamond shape, and you can make whatever designs you want on them. These became popular at school. Not super popular, but enough to where you would see other kids making them just for fun. I got absolutely obsessed with making them, and then one day I brought like an entire pack of copy paper to school just to constantly make them.
Bro,
I
that's a
became an
Squid Game.
origami factory. I remember getting in trouble doing them at school, and I had to start making them at home. At the end of the week, I had made over 200 of them and put them all in a shoebox. That was
Wow.
it. It's just silly that I made so many. I kept that shoebox for a while after, too, because I was so proud of it. There was this other thing called
Where's the
Z-ball that me and my...
Yo, pics, bro. Pics. You had footage for other stuff. Where's the footy, bro? I guess there's footy here. I guess that's the footy. Yo, this guy's not messing around. He really hyperfixates, and I love that. And these are fun hyperfixations. I'll hyperfixate on like a video game or a band or something. Basically, I like to learn everything about whatever I'm into. So like, Lola could probably like tell you or vouch for me with these things. If I get into a thing, I will learn everything about it, and it's fun, and that's what I do.
There was this other thing called Z-ball that me and my 5th grade buddy would make that was basically just a comic series of obstacle courses for a silver metal ball to go through.
Cool.
I remember our families went camping once, and we both packed paper in our backpacks to make Z-ball stuff with. It was a core memory for me.
Fun.
We were really changing the game in 2011, man. And from there, the list just goes on and on. I've gotten into web design, claymation, stick fights,
Sick.
Rubik's Cubes, crocheting. Anyways, you get the point. I'll probably talk about some of these in future videos because a single video talking about every wacky or weird fixation I've had would be over an hour long.
Yeah, that's my video. the one talking about way too much stuff, that's my video. I'm taking care of that right now. Yo, shout out raxdflipnote. I can't believe I haven't subscribed yet. I'm gonna boop the like button on that. Absolute slapper. If you haven't seen the raxdflipnote video we posted just recently, you gotta check it out. It is sick. Now we are going to look at something a little bit more colorful. The Canadian homie, gingerpale. A conversation with ADHD. I don't know what that means, but let's find out.
Oh, hey man, long time no see. How's it going? Oh,
Hey.
pretty good. You managed to get me outside for once. So true. And how's your day going? Oh, I have had a day, let me tell you. So I woke up and I was making my breakfast. You know, a little garlic mushroom toast. I'm trying to keep it healthy.
Garlic
that sounds
mushroom
pretty good.
toast?
And of course, I would normally have some milk with that, but lately it's been making my tummy a little uneasy. Milk bad. Don't interrupt me. Anyway, so I had some...
Is he zoning out? He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
What's
Stop.
going on? He did the thing where you ask somebody how they are, and then they go into every single detail of their day rather than a simple good or bad. That's the worst.
Oh no, is
Yeah.
that how people react when I answer that question? I am the king of answering short questions with long answers. And boy, is it good for recording YouTube videos. It's great for this right now, because you guys clicked on this to hear me talk. So thank goodness I can do that. But I am very guilty of this. I'm very guilty of, if you ask me how I'm doing, you're gonna find out how I'm really doing.
Rather than a simple good good or bad.
Ah, that's the worst.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah, it's kind of like when you ask somebody if they want to eat Mexican or Indian food and they say yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Totally.
too.
So
I don't
true.
like that.
It's nothing.
Indican is what I
Yeah,
want.
I agree.
Indican.
Hey guys, we're losing focus.
That's good.
Pull it together. Pull it together, bro.
Nice.
We need a motor distraction. Somebody get those hands moving.
Daddy needs to
Somebody
stim.
get Dad
I know, I'm
stimming.
gonna click it.
Boop. Hey, that's my job. You.
Whoa! Wasn't expecting that, sorry.
It had no tag on it, and so I grabbed it and I walked.
It's
out of the
working.
store, and
We're coming back.
Oh,
And I
fidgeting.
said, "Get your hands off me."
No price.
Tacos.
That's what my mom always told me.
We can't afford a distraction like this.
We can't afford to not buy those tacos.
I want a crunch-free apple supreme. Somebody get that phone off the table.
I'm running off like 4 hours of sleep. I don't know if you've ever...
4 hours of sleep.
It's a real...
That's better. Nice and subtle.
Whoa, did you see how those broke?
Yeah, they were like,
Ow.
totally.
Uh-oh, we got too many stray thoughts. We're
Are
gonna...
we getting is the conversation? Is this gonna be a conversation, or is it just the how have you been, and that's gonna be the only thing he can manage to get through? Come on, gingerpale, let's focus. Let's focus. Canadians are known for being extremely polite. Okay, so be polite by hearing what he says and then pretend to be interested.
So we're gonna overflow, guys.
What are the red ones? Oh, those are good thoughts. And the yellow ones? We don't talk about those
Distracting thoughts.
We gotta lighten the load. Try to hone in on the conversation. We need something to work with.
Me off every time they write my name wrong on the...
Coffee.
Absolutely.
The coffee. Oh, I like
Yeah,
coffee.
coffee. Drop something about coffee. Okay. Beep.
Does it actually make that sound? No, I just like to make my own sound effects when I do stuff.
Okay.
I like that.
Seriously, I just can't get
Did
over.
you
Did you know that consuming 40 cups of coffee can be lethal? Or just 2 cherry pits if you chew them up real good. Raspberries make my tongue itchy.
Is that a thing?
What was that? Who picked
Nailed
those?
it. Nailed
I
it.
liked it. Yeah, me too. That's important stuff. We should only chew 1 cherry pit at a time.
Good idea.
You're a great listener.
I might eat 3.
They ignored us. They're talking again.
Absolutely nailed
We're
it.
losing him. What do we do? Wait, guys, come here. You gotta look at this.
Bro, back to the present
it's
moment.
A video from this morning.
Good
It's
video.
true and relatable.
I like it a lot.
Put this one on next.
No, it's my turn.
I think now's a good time to...
Listen, if you put cute animals in front of my face, yes, it is going to be hard for me to focus on anything else that is in front of my face. Cute animal in front of my face is a neuron activation that is very hard to override, so I can relate to that one. But Gingerpale, pull it together, bro.
I like it a lot. Put this one on next.
No, it's my turn.
I think now's a good time to say...
Why don't you
Everybody shut up. Look.
Don't let the That worked well. That went good.
What if everyone in here died?
What? Are you okay, man? Yeah, no, I'm good. Sounds like you had a pretty good day.
I just told you my hamster died.
Oh.
Well, hey, check
Because he
this
had
out.
coffee? Good conversation. We're gonna smash that like button. That is the thing about talking to normal people when you have ADHD. You can accidentally make people feel uncomfortable, make people confused, make people feel like you don't care what they have to say. It takes effort. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort to engage when you have ADHD, to engage in a conversation that isn't about something that you're already interested in. It can be tough, but you need to put in the effort, and your reward is the gold star in your heart of, wow, I did the hard thing and I showed interest in another person's interests, and that is good. Let's watch a couple shorts real quick. ADHD explained by ducks.
ADHD explained by ducks. Ducks sit down to do task. Ducks say, okay, easy task. Duck open laptop. Tab already open.
Okay, this is already a lie because no task sounds easy to an ADHD person.
Tab already open. Amazing start. Ducks say, but first, worm snack.
No.
Duck walk to kitchen.
No.
Duck enter kitchen. Duck forget why in kitchen. Duck stand still looking around. Brain say, question mark, maybe spoon? Duck go back to nest.
Oh, no.
See open laptop. Remember worm snack. Walk to kitchen again. Forget again. Duck see smudge on counter.
No. Second time around, you're not forgetting because you're annoyed at yourself for forgetting the first time. I cannot tell, like literally, it's a daily thing where I'll be doing a task, then it's like, oh, I gotta go to do a thing. So I go to a different room. And then like a side task is in that room that I wasn't intending on doing. I do the side task and then I go back to my desk and I'm like, oh, wait, I needed to do the other thing. You're already mad at yourself at that point. You don't mess it up again. You get it right the second time. So I'm calling cap on that part.
Forget again. Duck see smudge on counter. Clean entire kitchen. Organize spoons.
I understand.
Rearrange worm drawer by length. Label it. Duck sit down again. Duck open phone. Scroll Pond app for 42 minutes.
Yep. Yo, you guys, I have reduced my screen time so much recently. It has been sick. Today is a bad example, so I'm not gonna show you. I have reduced my screen time a lot recently, and it's been sick. And when I say screen time, I mean stupid screen time, like scrolling social media. YouTube videos, I watch stuff that enriches my brain, and it's good. That's why I try to produce enriching content where I actually say complete sentences and talk about stuff in a compelling way, because I will not be the source of the negative part of your screen time, okay? Watching RobertIDK videos is a neutral to positive effect on your brain. That is my goal in this life.
Pond app for 42 minutes. Duck sit down again. Duck open phone. Scroll Pond app for 42 minutes.
No!
Duck see other ducks doing tasks.
No!
Duck say, I'm lazy. Duck say, I'm broken.
Aww.
Duck say, what is wrong with me? But actually, duck not lazy. Duck brain just runs side quests. Main quest hard to start. Duck not broken, just wired. Duck learning to say, I did what I could. I'll try again soon. I'm still a good duck. Duck writes one sentence. Duck say yes.
All right. I don't know how long my camera was off for, but I apologize. Hey, Cameron, if my camera turned off like way long ago, just have this picture of me freeze framed. React for the rest of the thing, okay? I mean, I guess that was a kind and understanding conclusion. But at the same time, if you scroll Pond app for 42 minutes during a time when you're supposed to work before you do any work, that is on you. At the end of the day, ADHD is life on hard mode. It is life on hard mode. Trust me, I understand as well as anybody. But if I'm supposed to work and I scroll Pond app for 42 minutes instead, that's my fault. Like, that's still on me to not do, okay? ADHD hyperfocus explained by ducks. Okay, let's hit the hyperfocus.
ADHD hyperfocus, explained by ducks. Duck finds one twig, says, oh, neat. Duck
Neat.
sits down to look closer. Brain goes zoom.
Wow.
Duck forgets pond, forgets worms, forgets sleep. Duck builds 40-page twig encyclopedia with charts, with diagrams, with references no duck asked for. Sun rises, duck still flapping, eyes bloodshot, nest messy, no peace.
No, see, and again, I know how hard it is. You still have to sleep. You still gotta sleep. Trust me, homies. I've been there. This is the thing. I'm saying this as an adult ADHD person who has been an adult ADHD person for a pretty long time now. I've had to learn this, okay? I had plenty of late nights hyperfixating, staying up way too late, and all that does to an ADHD brain that is already hanging on by a thread, not sleeping properly, it just makes it worse. I have realized how badly I need a good sleep schedule in order to function properly. So that's my advice. Please don't let your ADHD mess up your sleep. If you want a way to fixate on something and enjoy yourself, but also go to sleep, you know your homie has been dropping these 2-hour bangers to fall asleep to. 2 hours of demented bad design, 2 hours of you had one job. Check this out. If you ain't seen this,
Watch this vid while you sleep. Or study or whatever. Just like put it on in the background.
it's a banger. It's literally 2 hours of slap, 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 slap. If you don't want to sleep, if you want to stay up and have fun, but you need to sleep, that is a good option.
Other ducks say, wow, you're so productive. Duck says, I forgot to drink water for 12 hours.
No!
That's hyperfocus, not superpower, not laziness. Just brain locking on one twig and forgetting rest of pond. Wise Frog says, hyperfocus can be magic, but don't burn feathers. Set timers, drink water, stretch wings.
Yeah.
Duck nods, hydrates, still staring at twig.
But hydrated.
Still a good duck.
I don't know if I missed the whole yippee. I don't know if I missed that sound becoming a meme, but I ain't vibing with it. I've seen it in a few animations now. I saw Bugs using it a lot. I'm like, what is that from?
Meine Mama hat mir einfach erlaubt, dass ich Cola trinken darf. Wie cool ist das bitte? Jetzt zocke ich Fortnite und trink Cola. Yippie!
I'm sorry, I ain't vibing with it. If you can give me a yippee, that would be nice. Here, if you need a new yippee, yippee. Use that one instead. All right, let's see what Swoozie has to say. ADHD be like. Swoozie's an OG of the game. 7 million subscribers. How does he do it? Let's see what he says.
Do you ever notice how your ADHD brain is like a rogue GPS? You set a destination in your head, and then next thing you know, YouTube rabbit hole. Okay, focus. Cooking some pasta. The noodles are almost done boiling. I know the Alfredo sauce is in here somewhere. Then your brain goes, maybe you should check your email real quick.
No, put on music.
What are you thinking about?
À quoi pensez-vous? Time management with ADHD? Brr. It's, you know what, we're not even talking about it. It's just stressful. Moving on. Sleeping is pretty fun too. All right, time for bed.
Oh, but what about that other thing?
Did you lock the front door? Did you turn off the stove? Is this your ADHD flare?
Bro. Your boy's got the OCD as well. Yo, I do not go to bed unless I've made sure I've locked the door and turned off the stove 20 times, okay? Got that covered. You won't catch me worrying in bed about if I lock the door, because there's nothing stopping me from making sure that thing's locked.
Did you lock the front door? Did you turn off the stove? Is this your ADHD flaring up, or are you overthinking? Where's that hoodie that you wore that one time and you haven't seen in a while? Did one of your friends borrow that hoodie? God. Wait, Speaking of God, you haven't prayed in a while. Okay, quick prayer. Dear God, thank you for letting me exist. Wait, what happens when I die? What's heaven like? Are there video games in heaven? Maybe I should drink some wine to help me go to sleep. But if I drink some wine, I'll get bloated. I need my jawline to be sharp like Timothy Chalamet's. So maybe no to the wine. I don't want to gain weight. This is not what I want.
Bro, Swoozie's different, bro. Swoozie's been around the block, but I mean, bro, if you gon' pray, bro. Give it a sec, bro. That's one of the most special times. Don't be asking these other questions as soon as you start. I understand Timothy Chalamet. That's a weird picture of Timothy Chalamet. Makes him look like a pretty boy when that's not his vibe. He's a Knicks fan. He's cool. He's approved among all cultures. Timothy Chalamet ain't no lame like that, okay? So don't put respect on Timothy Chalamet's name. Shout out Marty Supreme. Me and Lola watched that a few weeks ago. It was sick.
I need my jawline to be sharp like Timothy Chalamet's. So maybe no to the wine. I don't want to gain weight. This is not what I want. This ain't what you want. And when your ADHD brain just flares up, it starts thinking so many thoughts that it just glitches sometimes.
Yep.
You're home like, oh, let me go do that thing. And then as you're walking down the hall to go do that thing, you start thinking,
another thing.
I haven't posted on IG in a while. I also haven't been to the gym in a few days. I also haven't heard from that one friend in a while. I wonder if they're mad at me. Then you finally get to the room and you completely forgot why you're there. Also, shout out to that pile of clean clothes on your bed.
Bro. No. You gotta listen. There's something where me and Lola, maybe our ADHD doesn't agree on. When my clothes are clean, I gotta fold them right away. Because if you don't fold them right away, you are going to leave them there. And that's no good. That is no good. Fold your laundry right away. It doesn't take that much time. Listen to a podcast or on a video. Watch my 2-hour videos when you're folding laundry. It's perfect for stuff like that. Okay? Fold your laundry right away. Don't leave a pile of clean clothes on your bed.
Pile of clean clothes on your bed? Okay, let me do this laundry, put my phone down. Where is this other long side? I gotta dig through this whole thing to find the other side. Wait, where's my phone? Oh no, I just saw it.
It's in the clothes.
Socializing with the ADHD brain, you're either the life of the party, who wants to play Jenga, or you're in the corner having another episode. There are 3 conversations happening around me. I wonder if I can listen to 2 of them at the same time.
No.
Also, what's up with preservatives? Is it slowly killing me? Is it going to give me cancer?
Or is it preserving
If it's in
me?
dairy, that means it's in cheese. And the meat, but you love cheese. Imagine you're on a date and you're that guy. I don't eat meat because of the preservatives. No tea, no shade at vegetarians, but brr. If you stop doing cheese, then you have to stop doing milk too. And if you stop doing milk, that means no more In-N-Out milkshakes and no more Dalai Lama ice cream. Wow,
Honestly, I've been to In-N-Out a million times. I've never had an In-N-Out milkshake. Yeah, no, I relate though to the life of the party or having an episode. I wouldn't call it having an episode. It's just, I don't talk unless I have something to talk about. If there's a conversation going on and it's not something that I actually feel like I can meaningfully contribute to, I shut my trap. I don't need to yap, you know what I'm saying? So I'm either yapping like crazy or or I'm silent like crazy, you know what I'm saying? That's why I only make videos on things I'm interested in. Because if I made a video on something I wasn't interested in, I'd be like,
stitches. Here we stack. You simply, and this is where things get really difficult, you start knitting across.
That's what my video would look like.
Stop doing milk too. And if you stop doing milk, that means no more In-N-Out milkshakes and no more Dalai Lama ice cream. Wow, in a matter of 10 seconds, you just swore off steak, cheese, pasta, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hogs, dogs, chickens, turkeys, rabbits. You name it!
Swag.
Wow, everyone at this party probably thinks I'm lame, just in the corner by myself. Let me go talk to somebody, start a conversation.
Okay.
You're gonna start a convo, and after you leave the party, you start thinking, did I talk too much in that conversation?
Oh, no.
They probably think I'm crazy. I probably shouldn't have brought up the apocalypse. Yeah, they definitely think I'm crazy.
No.
Oh, God, now they're going to go online and post about me. I saw Swoozie at a party, and he's a flat earther. Am I overthinking?
Wow.
Or is this ADHD, or is this anxiety? Your brain is hardly ever quiet. You could be sitting in a room all by yourself, nothing.
What is a quiet brain? Like, I have no idea what that is. What is that? What is a brain that isn't talking? I don't know what that is, okay? It's literally, it will never happen. And I've accepted that. I accepted that a long time ago. I know nothing else but this purgatory.
Am I overthinking? Or is this ADHD? Or is this anxiety? Your brain is hardly ever quiet. You could be sitting in a room all by yourself, not thinking about anything, and then suddenly, I haven't seen a spider in a while.
Oh no.
I wonder what they're plotting.
Oh no.
And when you're the overthinker, you always date or marry somebody who can fall asleep with no problem. Okay, good night.
What?
Michael B. Jordan, Timothy Charlemagne's jawline. I know you're faking. No one falls asleep that fast. What if she actually did fall asleep that fast? Does she have narcolepsy?
So jealous. Yeah, no. So Lola also has ADHD, but she can fall asleep. She is I do have sleep problems. She does not. And I'm so jealous. Most people I know in my life don't have sleep problems, but I do everything I can to not have sleep problems, but it's tough because the brain doesn't shut up. I remember Markiplier saying in a video, because I think Mark has ADHD, but I think he said you just need to practice not thinking about anything and then you can fall asleep.
My girlfriend is actually pretty amazed because I have the ability to sleep right away. It's not a natural talent, it is a learned skill. You try to do nothing. It's a very backwards concept, and then you focus on that, and then eventually you'll drift off.
And I'm like, you make it sound so easy when you say it like that. You make it sound so easy. That sounds like the hardest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, bro. Oh, just do the one thing you can't do, you know? Oh, thanks, Mark. Got it. Okay.
What if she actually did fall asleep that fast? Does she have narcolepsy? Is she an NPC?
Jeez.
Where's that hoodie? Bro, no, real talk. Where's that hoodie? Maybe you should drink some wine to go to sleep. Bro, are you an alcoholic?
That's a horrible idea.
Or anxiety? Or am I crazy? Crazy people probably think like this. I had a friend once who had music ADD. This is what happened the first time I gave her the aux.
It's not the same as it was. She liked the way that I dance, hey. She liked the way that I move. She liked the way that I rock, ha. Watch my 9mm go bang, bang. Tino tinto canso tinto labro. Sende mal tinto random pleno tinto labro. She didn't know who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the death. Yeah!
Now hit me, yo,
If
with
you're
the
like this,
duffels
welcome.
in my hand. You cannot hype me up with the sicko mode third beat switch and not hit it.
Had me out like a light. Hey,
Slept through the flight. Okay, well, unfortunately, as soon as the beat kicks in, there's a butt on screen, and I can't show y'all that. So, oh my god, that intro was peak. What was the intro in this video? Bryson, I can tell that you've been through a lot of pain. I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. All right, you get a like right there.
If you're like this, welcome to the club. But just remember, ADHD is not just a disorder. It's a superpower. You might forget where you put your keys or why you walked into a room, but listen, life never gets boring when your brain is the set of an action movie. So embrace the chaos, and when you can't fall asleep at night, just know you'll probably never find that hoodie, bro. It's in Bangkok by now.
Yeah, it ain't no. Illymation! If y'all don't know by now, you about to know. Illymation. ADHD, autism. We have looked at Illymation a few times before, and we have checked out her videos on autism before. We have done 2 videos on this, so if you like what you're about to see, then what you're watching right now, the fun ain't gonna stop here. You have more fun stuff to watch right after, but let's keep it going right now. Why I didn't have ADHD until now. I personally can't relate to that at all. My brain has always been like this, so let's see.
Miss Teacher, is it lunchtime?
No, Billy, we
No!
just started class. Now please sit down and...
I can do a backflip.
Get out, shut up!
Have you watched Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie where Sonic fights Eggman and...
Billy,
No!
sit down. That's what I thought having ADHD was like. And I was never like that. I could sit still in class just fine, as long as I could doodle while the teacher was talking. And I always turned in my homework on time. I just waited till the last possible minute to do it. And sure, I struggled in physics class, and I felt so stupid for not getting it like everyone else, but I'm a cartoon character now. I don't need physics.
Yeah!
I don't need bones either. As far as I knew,
Nice.
ADHD was a little boy problem, and being prescribed drugs for it, that meant it was serious. So how the heck was I diagnosed with ADHD? I think I'm addicted to carrots. What? Well, I can't concentrate unless I'm constantly snacking on carrots. I really like how crunchy they are, but they need to be cold, so hold on. That's not an addiction. I think you might have ADHD. Carrots give you ADHD? No.
Whoa.
Let's get you tested. Now, I thought my therapist was being so random. Maybe you have ADHD. But my psychiatrist saw it too, so she did an assessment. She asked me things like, how organized are you? Well, I'm a Virgo,
Not.
so very. I set like 4 alarms every day to remind me to do stuff.
That's not. That's
How
not.
often do you displace or lose things? Well, sometimes, but I have a system. I have a special bowl for my keys right here. But my backup spot is in the freezer. Wait, those aren't my keys.
The freezer!
The sponsor of today's video.
Oh, swag. Yo, if they ain't sponsoring me, your ad ain't going in my video. Sponsor me and I will yap about you, bro.
Okay. Do you fidget or have trouble sitting still? Nope. What
Of
is
course
that?
not.
On a string. Is that like a fidget spinner? No. Those are for babies. Yeah, you have ADHD.
Huh?
Now, for a second, I started to believe the conspiracy that everybody's getting diagnosed with everything. They're just trying to sell you drugs. Because back in my day, there was only one kid with ADHD, and he was a kid, which I am not. Everyone knows ADHD is a little boy problem. But I guess that little...
Not me. I'm a big boy. I still got the ADHD. I'm a big boy now. I still got the D. I still got the D, the ADHD. Again, I can't relate to a lot of this because I went through my childhood on hard mode. I was undiagnosed until I was like, I think 19 was when I got diagnosed with ADHD. So I had zero help, zero acceptance, zero understanding of the problems. I I was just the weird, overly creative guy who might submit a project 3 months later, only after my mother had yelled at me for not telling her I had a project to do.
Everyone knows ADHD is a little boy problem. But I guess that little boy grew up. And so did I. But wait, if he had ADHD back then, and I allegedly did too, it just wasn't diagnosed yet, why wasn't I running laps on the ceiling?
People with ADHD often have low levels of dopamine, so your brain struggles to concentrate unless something of interest is involved. For example, there's this TV show I really like called Concentrate.
Oh no, I have to pretend to care.
Concentrate. I see that on orange juice all the time, but I don't know what... Illy, can you repeat back to me what I just said? Yeah, something about
root beer.
Concentrate. Oh my gosh, I love Fluttershy. I know.
Concentrating is difficult for the ADHD brain without a dopamine boost. And food is one way some people unknowingly cope, especially with sugar and caffeine.
Wow.
So even though you aren't hungry, your brain learns subconsciously that snacking will fill that low dopamine void, thus helping you concentrate on your work.
But that doesn't mean...
I'm gonna keep it real. So that's food and ADHD is super complicated. I will say I used to snack like crazy as a kid, but then as I became an adult, trying to freestyle my life and try to figure out my insane mental disposition and all of the things that I struggled with, the ADHD, the autism, the OCD, all of that, I realized I feel better the healthier I eat. So I no longer snack. I'll never like just grab a box of something and snack on it because I now have such a like rigid hyperfixation on like having a structured way of eating. I think I've relaxed a little bit over the years, but like I don't overdo the sugar now. I don't overdo the snacks and all that stuff because yeah, it's like if you have ADHD, you're gonna have it your whole life. So you need to do the things that are going to make you feel good tomorrow and the next day and all of that. And not eating too much junk food is the key. And also water. Water.
But that doesn't mean I have ADHD, right? Like, I just need to focus better.
Girl, that's the disorder.
She didn't say that exactly, but ADHD isn't the OMG squirrel, I'm so random disorder like I thought and many people think it is. It's attention deficit / hyperactivity disorder. Young boys tend to show more hyperactive traits, perhaps because, well, boys will be boys. He's gonna be an athlete
Society.
one day. While young girls tend to show more inattentive traits, perhaps because, hey, you sit down, young lady, you know better. You've heard the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So the squeaky and annoying little boy wheels got the psychiatric evaluation grease, but us girls weren't allowed to be squeaky and annoying. So our brains had to find non-disruptive things to do instead.
Yo, that's real. That is real. Illy is touching on a very real thing right now. Males and females are judged very differently and held to very different kinds of standards. I will say, I can kind of relate to Illy a little bit more on this because, yeah, I was kind of the sit down and shut up. I kind of had that. And so I was silly and random and my mind was very abstract, but at the same time, it was like when it was time to work, I was expected to sit down and shut up. And so I had to. And I will say, I think I grew up with enough of a moral compass and like the desire to not be a problem and extreme guilt if I ever was the problem or if I ever did offend anyone or bother anyone or be the disruption. I always felt so bad for that. So I think my ADHD and my autism was never enough of a problem to other people that it would be like, oh, this guy's got a problem. We need to get him diagnosed. It was just like, he will stare off into space for 3 hours when we give him 3 hours to do his job. Or he will stare off into space for 2 hours and 55 minutes and then have an anxiety attack while writing the fastest paper you've ever seen in your life for the last 5 minutes before the deadline.
So our brains had to find non-disruptive things to do instead, like secretly drawing, secretly reading, or secretly zoning out, looking all wall-eyed, thinking about ponies in physics class. We have the same deficits in our attention spans. And this was before the days of stolen reposted YouTube videos intercut with Minecraft parkour. But since our behaviors are only disruptive to our own learning, our bad grades just look like bad grades. We just need to try harder. Or maybe consider math just isn't your thing, or science,
Or English.
or history.
Then what's
or
my thing?
School in general. But that can't be right. Look at all these other kids. They're not struggling. We just need to try harder. Try a new study technique, set another alarm, make another note so you don't forget, but still hit that same wall. And after years of trial and
Feels
error,
bad.
you can't help but wonder if you're just broken or destined to be a failure. Because it doesn't end when you finish school. It follows you to work where you struggle to pay attention during meetings. It follows you home where you struggle to prioritize basic self-care.
I feel that. It follows you into social life when you don't pick up on social cues and you assume everyone has good intentions and then you let people hurt you. And it follows you to not being able to be quiet when a song is playing and there's a song playing in the background and you're around other people and randomly you start dancing and jamming out when they had completely tuned out the song. So you just look like a crazy person who's moving around for no reason. It follows you and it is hard. I understand.
It follows you home where you struggle to prioritize basic self-care and keeping up with your chores. And there's only so many backup bowls to put your keys in before you start to wonder if maybe something out of your control might be at play.
Just keep the same bowl.
Because everyone else makes life look so easy. So that's one theory as to why we're suddenly seeing an explosion in adult women getting ADHD diagnoses. It's not a conspiracy. It's just science catching up with reality, which is how I was diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you scroll short form content for 6 hours, everyone will have ADHD. That is the true side of that coin, though. Don't scroll shorts for 6 hours, okay? Because then you will have ADHD.
It's just science catching up with reality, which is how I was diagnosed with ADHD in my 20s. Well, now what do I do?
It sounds like you've already come up with some coping skills.
Keys in the freezer?
Right.
Yeah, the
so
keys
you
are.
can continue coming up with more in therapy, and if you want, you can also try medication.
Are you sure that's a good idea? We all know medications like Adderall are meant to help those with ADHD manage their symptoms for a better quality of life. However, some people who do not have ADHD somehow get a hold of this medication to use and abuse it, which I have witnessed plenty of times back in college.
Bad.
So what if my ADHD isn't bad enough for medications to affect me the right way? What if I sit...
I understand. Oh, fellow Mac user, very epic. Here's my Come on, doc. Here's my doc. I got my doc right here. Yay. This is what I do the thumbnails on. This is what I edit on. This is what I'm recording my screen with. This is what I record my audio on. And this is what I use to listen to music before the video starts. I relate to a lot of what Illy is saying. There is that guilt. There is that guilt like that I've felt where it's like, I don't want to feel like I need medication. Honestly, I think this is a common theme for people with ADHD who are modest people. We feel like, well, it's our fault for not being able to focus. We shouldn't need medication. Before medication was invented, they didn't use medication, so clearly there's a solution. If I could just do it, I just need to do. And that can result in a lot of really bad mental health issues, and I've been there. I've beat myself up and felt like everything was all my fault all the time. And sometimes it's not, you know? Sometimes you gotta take help when it is offered to you. I'm not saying that medication is right for everyone. I am someone who, I've talked about this in the past. I've had phases of my life where I was using ADHD medication prescribed for an extended period of time. And then I've had phases where I didn't use it at all for like several months. Right now, I'm like a once a week, 2 times a week kind of person. If that, sometimes I'll still go a few weeks without it. Because the thing is, this is a whole other conversation and I don't want to get too much into it, but for me personally, my personality, the wackiness, is part of what makes me me, and it's part of what you guys enjoy seeing. And if I do use ADHD medication, it does dull that. The focus can make me not as funny and not as rambunctious and happy and excited. And so it's a balancing act. And so I agree with Illy, you should be cautious to not overdo it. I think that everyone, when they're talking about medication, when they're talking about anything like that, you should be starting at a low dose. You should be thinking of the minimum effective dose. What makes me feel better? And don't try to get double better, okay? If you feel better, great, keep at it. Don't be like, oh, more is even better, then I'll feel even better. That's when things go wrong, okay? So that's my advice. That is my advice with that.
Bad enough for medications to affect me the right way. What if I sit down to do my work, but then I get an idea for like a graphic novel, and then I spend all day working on that instead of animation?
Well,
or what if I take my meds, but before I can even get to my desk, I notice my coffee table is wobbly and it needs the perfect tiny object to balance it out. And I spend all day focusing on that, and I completely forget to eat.
That's a choice.
Or what if I take my meds, but before I can even take a step, I realize my medicine cabinet is
Ellie?
Oh my gosh, Fluttershy, you're back!
ADHD medications, or any psychiatric medication, aren't magic fixes. This is why seeing a therapist is also recommended. That way you can keep working on coping skills and forming healthy habits and routines. If you're nervous about medications like Adderall, I could prescribe you something a little different.
So she handed me a prescription for a non-stimulant ADHD medication, which is just like Adderall, except no, it isn't. Non-stimulants take about a month, maybe longer to kick in, unlike stimulants, which take like 30 minutes. Non-stimulants have different active ingredients that can cause different side effects like drowsiness, upset stomach, and dizziness, which I don't mind considering Adderall can cause anxiety, loss of appetite, and difficulty falling asleep, which I already struggle with. And because non-stimulants affect the brain very differently than Adderall, they are not typically considered a controlled Schedule II substance that if you possess without a prescription, it's a felony. And I took the DARE pledge in 5th grade. I dare to not do drugs.
Yeah!
And what if I forget my prescription slip? I don't want to get in trouble. So I picked up my non-stimulant ADHD medication, went home, and waited for it to kick in. Oh
In a month.
my God,
In a
this
month.
place is a mess. Oh, one sec. This photo is a little crooked. I gave him the old college try. Not that college try. I took my medicine for a month or two and waited for the focus to find me, but it wasn't very effective, and it made my tummy hurt. So at my next appointment, I told my psychiatrist I wasn't sure if this medication was the right fit for me.
Well, you're...
Hey, I took the DARE pledge.
I was just gonna say your shirt's on backwards.
Oh, all jokes aside, my psychiatrist understood this diagnosis was a lot to wrap my head around. She took my questions and concerns seriously, and I never felt pressured to do anything I wasn't ready to do. So I went home with a second non-stimulant medication to try. This one worked a little better. I still had to set some reminder alarms to leave on time, but not nearly as many as before. My dishes still piled up now and then, but I got to them a lot sooner, and I wasn't using up all my energy to stay focused during conversations. Just some energy. This medication wasn't perfect, but it did make a difference, which I struggled to accept. I was still in denial about my diagnosis, because I knew if any ADHD medication improved my quality of life even a little bit, then that would mean I really did have ADHD, which means I've always had ADHD, and all the struggling and self-hate and self-blame I put myself through didn't have to happen.
Nah,
but it did.
I mean, yeah. I've had that thought process before where it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, school would have been like, I would have struggled so much less in school if I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was like 8. But at the same time, I don't care what happened when I was 8 at this point. I don't care. You know, I'm here now. This is the person I am. Yay. I've become a better person year over year over year, and I'm always trying to be a better person, and I've come such a long way, and I'm doing great. But I understand feeling that way. I understand having those thoughts of like, oh man, all the years that could have been easier if I knew what was wrong with me before. I understand that way of thinking, but I don't think it's productive.
Self-blame I put myself through didn't have to happen, but it did. And there's nothing I can do to make up for all that lost time. But just because I was unknowingly struggling with ADHD for the majority of my life, that doesn't mean I have to keep struggling. So the next time I saw my psychiatrist, I told her, I think I'm open to trying Adderall.
All right, just know it'll be much different than your previous prescriptions. You'll need to show your ID when you pick it up. You need to avoid these foods that could cause harm if ingested at similar times. And if you lose your prescription, you cannot get a replacement refill, no matter what. Do you understand?
The idea of taking Adderall makes me feel like a criminal or something.
A lot of people with ADHD have mixed feelings about their prescriptions. These are serious medications after all, but their purpose is to help brains like yours in a careful and controlled manner. Maybe you try it and you don't like how it makes you feel and we stop. That's okay too.
Cool.
So with my Adderall prescription secured and my courage as high as I could manage, I went home and prepared for the scariest day of my life. Well, here we go.
Here goes nothing. And it actually wasn't bad. I had an easier time focusing. Here we go.
Here we go. Man, I should really clean this place up. It was crazy, man. I did the dishes, I got my work done, I made it to my appointments on time. I was a freaking maniac. A productive, focused, brain calm, and not sidetracked by random things maniac. I did experience some difficulty falling asleep after a few days of taking it, so my psychiatrist and I agreed I could take my Adderall once daily as prescribed, or just half a pill, or no pill at all. My dosage is low enough to do this safely, but this is something only a doctor and a patient can decide together. It still hurts my heart to know that had I been diagnosed as a kid, my life might have been different. Although we can't go back in time, I'm really proud of us undiagnosed ADHDers for the creative ways we figured out how to get by.
Yeah.
With or without medication, we're pretty open to trying something new. If we get stuck, we're great at thinking outside the box. And if things don't work out, we keep it moving. On to the next hyperfixation.
Agreed. Wait a minute. This person says ADHD isn't real.
Walking down the street last night, which was kind of sketchy. It's funny, I actually had a cat named Sketchy when I was growing up. Oh, sorry, I always do that. I have ADHD. Anyway,
That
so
doesn't exist.
What? ADHD isn't real. Yes, it is. What else could explain why I can't sit still in class? Well, do you like school?
No, I hate it
Like everybody else. Okay, so you have trouble focusing in an environment that you hate, which you're also forced by law to attend.
Yeah.
And you think that's a condition. Hey, look, I'm also disorganized and impulsive. So you're human. I think ADHD is just a made-up condition that people use as a personality trait because they're boring. Well, what a boring person make his friend a cake last night?
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, you used the wrong there! You used the wrong there, so now what? Why, I oughta if I ever get my hands on it.
Oh, that's really sweet. Thanks, man. Well, but I can't. I'm lactose intolerant.
That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. Okay. Yeah, that's the joke. That's the joke. ADHDers unite in the comments.
I have ADHD and just maybe it's a thing that sometimes I get distracted with, oh look, a shiny ring.
Okay, I don't like it. Okay. All right, that's not the audio that I want to hear right now. But hey, I got a few recommendations for you guys. One, I mean, as far as ADHD recommendations, I feel like I said most of my big ones, but I guess the biggest thing I can say is be healthy, do healthy things, drink lots of water. I drink like maybe 3 of these a day, probably, maybe 3 or 4 of these a day. At least 2 liters a day of water is what you should be drinking. Try your best to wake up and fall asleep at the same time. Having a good sleep schedule is really important. Eating healthy, being active, basically all of the things that make you healthy. I know, guys, I would like to just sit in front of a screen and play video games all day. I'd love to do none of the healthy things, but it makes you feel better and it makes your brain work better. It makes your life better in every way. I recommend being healthy, okay? As for the illymation thing we just watched, that was a really good time. If you want to see more videos just like that one, well, one, make sure you're subscribed to all of the people that we watched today. They all work very hard on their videos. And they were all good. I enjoyed all of them. But here's the time we looked at an illymation autism video. This is a really good time. Check out this video. Super fun. Here's a video of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like. Subscribe to the animators. I love you guys. God bless. Thank you for watching my stuff. Have a good one. Peace.